Hi, we are back. All right, so I'm gonna invite a beautiful person to Instagram Live with me, and that person is Lubia Sanchez. She is my dear friend and dear sister, so we're actually gonna test this out and see if she's able to join. We were having some technical difficulties a moment ago. So Lubia is working for Oakland Unified School District. She has held many titles in OUSD. There she is. She she has been a classroom teacher, an administrator, and she's been behind the work of dual immersion work in OUSD. So here we go to the table, Lubia Sanchez. Maybe, maybe not Lubia. Did it work, friend?
Yay!
Hey!
What a big head I have.
Oh, yeah, I love you so much.
I love you. Nice to see you.
It's nice to see you. Okay, so let me tell you why I love Lubia and why she's here for this 10-minute talk. Lubia, I'm gonna cry when I talk about you. Lubia she's just a healer. So we know each other because we are in practice with each other around in a spiritual practice of understanding the world together and making meaning around the beauty of this world and how to navigate and survive this world. And so Lubia, as an educator, holds a deep space for healing for students and for the teachers that she works with. So Lubia, I thought today you could talk about healing and education, and I'm going to turn it over to you, friend, for 10 minutes.
Uh-oh. Okay. So first, thank you. Thank you, Mariah. You know I love you super much, and I am grateful for the space we've been able to hold together. It has been so sustaining. I was thinking a lot about the question. I was like, what?
Mm,
Healing? You want to talk about healing? Like, I don't know, you know?
I do.
And education, frankly, I felt like even though culturally and spiritually we do come from cultures where we have our own practices, right? The sweat lodges, the we have ways, but for me they've always been very separate from school, and it's like school is, I almost felt like even growing up that even though I was like más o menos good at school, I need to
Mm-hmm.
behave in school, um, that it wasn't part of my life. It was like I had to do that, and all this other stuff happened outside of school.
Mm-hmm.
But as a teacher, let me see if I could, bring in some circle practice into here and see what happens when we just make a community circle. And over time, realized like how hungry children are for just space,
Yeah.
to say what they're thinking and what they're confused by and what they're mad by, a space for their feelings. And so circle became a really important way to build community with kids and also to provide. Well, I didn't do it at the beginning, but over time I saw, wow, healing. And this
Mm-hmm.
is essential for a human being, right? It's
Yeah.
essential space. And so anyway, so then as a teacher just became a really big part. Right now, I think you might have said that my role at schools is teacher on special assignment, which really means you do whatever they
Great.
say. Some days you move boxes, sometimes you're, yard duty. You're hoping that you're going to be able to impact instruction, and
Mm-hmm.
especially right now where it's really, really hard. It's really hard, and something that I've been thinking about is like, okay, why? I've been in this before. It's been hard before. What grounds me, and what's healing for me? Because if I don't think about what is healing for me, they have nothing to offer my colleagues and more, not, I don't know about more importantly, but just as important, the children, because
Yeah.
case where I'm thinking if it's everybody matters. Everybody truly matters. And for a long time, we I do see how we ask teachers to be everything and
Mm-hmm.
do everything, give everything. And while I appreciate the vision of that teacher, I also feel at this point in time that to not acknowledge the healing they need is a big mistake. And so that's been really on my mind. And so because it's sometimes overwhelming, what I've landed on is work on the facilities in my role, right?
Mm.
Directly working with kids, but work on the conditions for human beings to be in connection with the earth and with each other. And so what can we do, right? And so I mean, I think that's it. It's like really thinking about whatever healing happens through commitment, a practice, a community to transform something.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at right now. And it's like, you know, give me one person who wants to fix the garden, and that's healing for ourselves so that we can continue to use that energy to help children. And today it was so amazing that I got to speak on this today because I
Oh, your sound might have gone out, love.
what's that?
Oh, okay. I didn't hear
So
any
I
of
went
that.
out to
Your
the
sound
garden.
went out. Okay. Uh-huh.
Uh-oh. Okay. Let me go back up. So I was thing that you asked me to talk on this today, because today the magic happened and I was just like, wow, that's perfect. I'll talk about that. And so we've been trying to work on the garden for a long time. Since April, we were in the pandemic. It was overgrown. Or it's not, you know, it's a bunch of volunteers generally, right? The way that we've been funding these projects. So if someone at the school is willing to commit their time, then it happens. Otherwise, it's all concrete, right? So the teachers decided, yeah, we'll take care of it. You know, we'll bring it back and we'll do it as an intention. We'll do it so that in the when we come back in the fall, there's a space for everyone to just relax. And, you know, so that happened and that was beautiful. And it's, you know, takes extra time and it's hard, but it's worth it, especially when you see, you know, very stressed adults just sit down and have lunch like a person, not like shoving in them during class, right? But like just sitting. That's been pretty healing. And then the other part where it just kind of is going the way that we imagined full circle is today walk out and see children during their class time doing their literacy games. And it was the most beautiful thing because I was like, yeah, that's what it takes, right? Healing takes a vision, some commitment. A couple of people just go with their spirit, you know, and then everyone else will go with you, you know. And so I wish I could show these videos of the kids because I'm like, what are you doing? How's it going out here? But I can't, you know. But with me is that they said I said, how do you feel about this garden, you know? And they're like, it's beautiful. And you know, that's it, right? That's it. It's like it doesn't take a lot. It just needs our focus on the beauty that's around you and our commitment, which is harder, to investing now into something you don't even see right now. Right, which is why I love you, because you help us do that through art. Right, it's like we don't have art the way we should, but this year we got a teacher, you know, first time she's out there in a cart, you know, going, doesn't have her own classroom, but it's like, oh my gosh, how amazing and how healing it is, even just to see her at the school because of what she's doing with kids, right? And so it's not that everyone else doesn't bring joy and doesn't bring enthusiasm, but these are just things that have been gone for a long time, you know. And so the most important thing right now to me, given the stress levels that we all have, right? Art and the natural world is like, it's like, dude, that's kind of like almost free medicine, you know. It just why is that not there, you know? What can we do to bring it back? Because you just see a huge difference, right, in the way that people's physical bodies are, or what happened. Like you're like this, and you sit outside, and you're like, oh, you know. So I think the question was like, how does healing happen, dude? I don't know, except for
you just articulated it so well. That is how healing happens.
And getting and sticking around to see it blossom, you know.
Well, Lubia, I have you've said so much that, you know, it's really a thesis paper. We could like go down all of these different avenues that you just spoke about and talk about the lineages of things that have happened to take away the arts, take away gardens from schools. But our insistence on bringing them back right now, which is just such a critical point. But I'm going to ask you to just end today with the question, do your lessons love your students, which is a question that I ask everybody. And how would you answer that question right now? Do your lessons love your students?
I am working really, really hard at that. Yes, I think they do. I don't know. I'm not actually teaching formally, right? So I'm like, does everything I do every day love the people around me, and therefore, and so I certainly. So I'm trying really hard, and I'm committed to that.
Lubia, thank you so much, friend. You're just incredible. You're an incredible leader, an incredible educator, and you're so wise. And anyone that works with you is just so lucky and blessed. And thank you for being with me today.
Bye.
I love you. I'll chat to you later.
See you later.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you soon. Bye.